Deep in the forest, a photograph, no signature, no explanation, just proof. Spreading evidence. Within hours, 17 states, the same impossible thing, appearing everywhere. Official silence. Law enforcement buried it. Scientists went silent, but the witnesses, they kept coming. The witnesses emerge. Truck drivers on empty roads, families in the wilderness, night shift workers in parking lots. All of them saw the same thing. The description: a figure that moves, wrong, a shape that shouldn't exist, something between shadow and flesh. The truth: this is not a campfire story, this is not folklore, this is happening right now. The spread: in small towns, in cities, in forests and suburbs, from one coast to the other. The knowledge: the government knows, the media stays quiet, but the creature keeps appearing. The pattern: and with each sighting, the same pattern. It watches, it follows, and somehow it remembers. The escalation: what started as isolated incidents has become an epidemic of fear, spreading across America. Oregon beginning. The pattern began in Oregon, winter of 2019. A logging crew, deep in the Cascade Mountains. First sighting: they saw something watching them. At first, they thought it was human, but as it moved between the trees, they realized the proportions were wrong. The wrongness: too tall, too thin, arms hanging past where knees should be, everything about it was wrong. The foreman's experience: the foreman, 30 years in these woods, bears, cougars, every predator the Northwest has to offer, but this was different. The reaction: it didn't run when spotted, it simply stood there, partially hidden, turning its head to watch them flee, slowly, deliberately, tracking them. The evidence left behind. The next morning, nothing. No footprints, no broken branches, just dead vegetation. A perfect circle where it had stood, like something had drained the life from the earth itself. Nevada highway. Then Nevada, a family, driving through the desert at night. Something crossed the highway ahead of them. Military training fails. The father, a military veteran, trained to assess threats. He slammed on the brakes, and his dashcam captured everything. Impossible movement. A figure on two legs, but moving like stop-motion animation. Each step, individual frames, not fluid, not natural, not human. The 47 seconds. It paused. Center of the highway, turned to face their vehicle, and stood there for 47 seconds, watching them, while they sat frozen, helpless, terrified. The flood begins. After that, the reports came flooding in from everywhere: construction sites, suburban backyards, interstate highways, everywhere. Florida construction. In Florida, a construction worker, 3 in the morning, he photographed something climbing a half-built high-rise, climbing without equipment, without safety lines, just climbing, vertically, impossibly. Michigan backyard. In Michigan, a woman's security cameras, 6 consecutive nights, every night at exactly 3:33 a.m., the same figure, the same location, standing, watching her house. The 7th night. On the 7th night, she left, never came back. The house still sits empty. Nobody will buy it, nobody will enter it. Texas highway impossible physics. In Texas, truck drivers, multiple reports, the same figure walking alongside their vehicles at 70 miles per hour, walking at normal speed, somehow keeping pace. Social media explosion. Social media exploded. Theories everywhere. Aliens, demons, undiscovered species. Everyone had an explanation. Everyone, except the ones who'd seen it. The whistleblower. Then, a government contractor, posted anonymously, said the creature wasn't unknown to authorities, that it had been documented for decades, that there were files, protocols, but no solutions. Official policy. The policy was simple. Deny everything. Discredit witnesses. Keep it in the realm of conspiracy. Keep people from believing. Keep the truth contained. The creature doesn't cooperate. But the creature didn't cooperate. It kept appearing, kept being seen, kept being filmed. Colorado hiker. A hiker in Colorado captured video of something following her. No matter how fast she walked, the distance remained exactly the same. Always there, always watching, always following. Louisiana gas station. A gas station in Louisiana. Security footage. 2 a.m. Something walked from complete darkness into the light, stood there for 12 minutes, facing the store, then walked back into darkness. The attendant's choice. The attendant quit the next morning, never went back, never explained why to his family, just quit. The consistency. The most disturbing part. Every witness describes the same thing. Different states, different backgrounds, no connection to each other, but identical descriptions. The physical description. 7 to 8 feet tall, skeletal, pale skin that reflects light, wrong. Long arms with too many joints, a head too large for its body, and the eyes. The eyes, most important. Every single witness mentions the eyes. Dark, empty, but focused with intensity that feels predatory. Looking into those eyes creates a fear that bypasses thought. Primal, absolute, pure. The Marine veteran. One witness, a Marine, combat veteran, multiple deployments, war zones, firefights, death. He said looking into the creature's eyes was the most terrifying moment of his life. A different category of fear. Something ancient. Investigation failures. Attempts to investigate have failed. Researchers hit dead ends. Witnesses go silent. Evidence disappears. Social media accounts get deleted. The documentary filmmaker. A documentary filmmaker spent 2 years researching, then suddenly abandoned the project. Refused to say why. Some say she was warned. Some say she saw something she couldn't unsee. Nobody knows. The stolen files. Another investigator had her research stolen, broken into her locked apartment, nothing else taken, just the files about the creature, the files, and nothing else. Official denial. Law enforcement denies any pattern. National parks say there are no credible sightings. Federal authorities decline to comment, but the witnesses keep coming forward. The patterns emerge. The creature follows patterns, appears between midnight and 4 a.m., prefers darkness, shows interest in isolated individuals, never attacks directly, but the presence alone destroys people. The psychological impact. Witnesses report feeling watched for weeks after, sleep disorders, nightmares, anxiety and darkness. Some see it again, hundreds of miles from their first encounter, as if it remembers them. The support groups. Support groups have formed online, people who've seen it, sharing their experiences. Mental health professionals work with them. Common symptoms, hypervigilance, can't sleep in darkness, overwhelming sense of being observed. Conclusion. The larger implications. The implications go beyond individual trauma. Thousands of Americans have encountered something that authorities refuse to acknowledge. What does that say about institutional credibility? The gap widens. When witnesses report identical experiences across vast distances, yet authorities insist nothing is happening, a gap opens between public experience and official narrative. The underground knowledge. Communities where sightings occur develop shared knowledge that contradicts official reality, an underground awareness, a parallel understanding of the world. Recognition among survivors. People who've seen the creature recognize each other through subtle signs, a wariness in darkness, a reluctance to discuss certain topics, an understanding that something exists that polite society refuses to address. The unexplained mystery. The creature remains unexplained. Is it biological? A remnant species? Is it something stranger? An intrusion from realities beyond our understanding? Nobody knows. The certainty. But what is certain is that the sightings continue. Every month brings new reports, new photographs, new witnesses, whose lives are forever divided into before and after. Part of the landscape. The creature has become part of the American landscape, a dark presence at the edges of normal life, existing in the space between official denial and lived experience. Before and after. For those who've encountered it, life divides. Before, the world made sense, reality had boundaries, darkness was just absence of light. After, everything changes. The changed world. After the darkness becomes populated, the boundaries prove illusionary, the confidence that we understand reality shatters, and that knowledge spreads, person by person, community by community. The reality. The creature is real, it is here, it is watching, and no amount of denial will erase what thousands have witnessed. The real questions. The question is no longer whether it exists. The question is, what does it want? Why does it reveal itself? And what happens next? The growing pattern. Whether the sightings mean the creature is becoming bolder, or simply that more people are finally paying attention to something that has always been there, watching, waiting. The secret. America has a secret that hides in plain sight, a secret that appears on highway cameras and security footage, a secret that stands in parking lots at 3 a.m. The eyes return, final, and that secret has eyes. Eyes that watch from the darkness, eyes that remember, eyes that right now might be watching you. Final warning. So when you turn off the lights tonight, when you hear something outside your window, when you feel that primal fear telling you you're being watched, trust it, because somewhere in America, right now, the creature is appearing to someone new. The continuation. The pattern continues, the sightings increase, the fear spreads, and we are left with one terrifying truth. Ultimate final line. We are not alone in the darkness, and the darkness is watching back.